passion, loud and unrelenting. Golden Age, it's the podcast blaze. Isaac's rants cut through the haze. Crusades alive, memes collide. Subscribe now, join the savage tribe. Takes weekly, unfiltered and raw. Isaac's voice, the memer's law.
The golden age of America begins right now.
Let's go, and welcome back, everybody,
right.
to another episode of the Golden Age podcast. As I get back on camera, good to see everybody in the chat. We're going to check in with chat, and then we're going to check in with our panel. Nishi, as always, thank you for sharing the stream on X. We'd really appreciate it. You as well, Ronan. Good to see you. Big Dog Jake, Hail Man, John Ambler, good to see you, brother. Just JK. We have Legatus over on the YouTube and the Kick side, and that's a reminder, guys, we are also live on YouTube, X, and Kick. So make sure you're following on Kick as well. You can be eligible for subs and everything, so thank you guys. And as always, Cornboy, our co-host, thank you for being here. How are you doing, brother?
Absolute pleasure as always. It's been a weekend, and here we go for a new week. Lots of developments, and I think you'll find a few things interesting in this show, so stay tuned.
I think so too. We may hurt a few feelings along the way, but you know what? We're built for it. Cole Hauser, again, brother, good to see you. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. It's always an honor and a privilege to be on the show. It's been a fun time here in Canada and the Great White North, but maybe we're gonna get saved one day. So.
Possibly. We have a few tabs related to that. And first time on the channel, but a friend of the channel, Gord King himself. How are you doing, man? Thanks for joining us.
I'm doing great. I do have a question. So, when did this start, this podcast?
So, episode 37. So, we haven't missed a single week. So, 37 weeks ago.
Okay,
8.5 months or so,
about the beginning of the year. So, if Biden had been elected, would this be called the Olden Age podcast?
Probably, or it might be called the Post-Apocalyptic Bunker Show, possibly, because we would be in a different place as a country and as a world. So,
right.
Have to see.
Undisclosed location, yes.
Yes, from the Fallout shelter. But it's good to see everybody in the chat. And as always, let me put that aside. I'm going to start with, as always, we have a few lighthearted things to start the stream. This Thanksgiving is coming up. And let me share screen, window. There we go. Having some issues with that. Restream's being funny. But let me know if you can hear the audio on this. So please be normal at Thanksgiving. Me, not so much. Can you hear it?
Nope.
I cannot.
Audio coming through okay?
Audio.
Nope.
Really? Okay,
No audio.
give me a second. Really?
Try a second time.
Try a second time. Let me know if this is good, because they did change a couple things. Okay, can you hear that?
Nope.
Really? That's going to be a bit
What
of an
have
issue.
you done? Restream, how dare you?
Restream, really? Okay. One last time. We're going to try this. Let me know if you hear this.
Nope.
Okay, let me know.
Nope. Not at all.
No.
Really? Okay, well, we're going to have to work around that now, aren't we? So I don't know what Restream is doing, but we're going to work around this. So essentially, it's Alex Jones doing an Alex Jones thing at the Thanksgiving table. We will make it work.
That would be an interesting Thanksgiving dinner to sit at. You know, you've got one side yelling and the other side is like, I just want to eat.
Yes. So
I was just going to say, happy Thanksgiving to all you guys. Our Thanksgiving was last month. So here in Canada, we do things differently. So just
happy belated Thanksgiving.
Give you guys early happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a few days out, but looking forward to it. One of the best holidays here in the USA. Had to show this. Not sure if we're going to get audio or not, but that's okay. This was at a Garden Grove Unified School District at a school meeting.
Well, there's audio there.
Okay, good. What do you think? This good for a school district meeting? You know what? Maybe we don't need audio for that. But
I was seeing some verified Native American patriots tell me that they didn't actually dress like this until they started needing to sell it as like, a good to sell to the white man. Like this is
yes, until they need to rebrand and look a little less child sacrificey and a little less genocidal and slavery.
They said not until like the mid 1800s. So
was that was that a pride belt? Is that what we was going for there?
That's what I thought.
He might have incorporated modern day sensibilities into it.
The rare Native American.
Yes, the Native Americans. It wasn't polio that got them; it was AIDS, actually. But so you know how we say stop Asian hate, or not we, but people in general. The Asians had some trouble at the train cars in some diverse neighborhoods, essentially. But breaking, an Asian nail salon owner has gone viral after absolutely demolishing
That's a bit redundant.
Yes.
By the way, to anyone in the chat who doesn't know, my siblings are Asian, so it's doubly funny for me. Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to be able to work through the accent a little more.
I find this doubly funny.
You said disrespectful black woman. That is redundant. Who told him to go back to his country. Listen to what he says. I saw your EBT card, all this. Let's hear. Let me know if this comes through.
And come in here and pay me, and then
you
can talk to us all kind of way you want to, bro. The fuck?
I can talk to you however the hell
No, you cannot.
Go back to your damn country if you want to act like that.
Back to the... You just told me to go back to my country?
Yes, I did say that.
Bitch, I saw your fucking EBT card in there. Guess who paid for that motherfucking shit? I did.
Oh, well.
Bitch, you know how...
Oh, well.
I'm fat.
Oh my fucking god, bro, you got me fucked up, bro.
So we'll leave it there. But he didn't beat around the bush with that, now did he?
It's almost like he had some emotional damage from it.
Emotional damage. I wish I had that clip. Yeah, I thought that was Philip Chan for a second, to be honest, but
it might have been Phil.
Easy mistake.
You know what? When I see that, it's just entitlement.
Yes,
because again, I said this over and over. Blacks who caused the most think they've done no wrong, so it's black fatigue. All over. It really is. That's all it is.
Everyone of every color has it too. Everyone's kind of sick of the poor attitudes.
Was she mad that her EBT card wouldn't pay for her salon visit? What's going on there?
Could be. I don't think that qualifies. But speaking of disrespectful ladies, former First Lady Big Mike went to a People magazine photo shoot to show off her beauty. Now, a lot of people on the left are saying she's far more beautiful than the current First Lady, Melania Trump.
Aww.
What do you think? This looks more like that school meeting.
I don't think she's ready for an American Eagle ad.
I don't know what brand her pants are, but she does not have good jeans. I'll tell you that right now. What were you going to say, Gord?
I was just going to say, it's like, look, I know men do a lot of things better than women, but beauty's not one of them. I'm just saying.
It's very true. Very true. And speaking of...
She must have male genes, to be able to fit in them.
Speaking of men who like men, Dean Withers, prominent Gen Z leftist influencer. Now, this did get community noted, but it doesn't change the fact that this is hilarious. Dean Withers comes out as bisexual, otherwise known as flamingly gay. And it did get community noted as being satirical, but that doesn't change the fact that this clip still exists. And, of course, it didn't save. Needless
What's
to say,
the point of community noting a satirical account? I don't understand that.
That I don't understand.
Literally says fake news. The whole channel, like the actual bio says they report fake news. It's literally ingrained in the bio. I don't know why you need to community note that.
Because apparently people don't look that far into the fine print. Apparently, but
you would be surprised. Yeah,
it is what it is. So in Texas, there's a gentleman by the name of Wesley Hunt that is running for Senate primary. He has received an endorsement from prominent Gen Z leftist influencer Olivia Giuliana. So they took a selfie, they met up. He is a Democrat running for office. Olivia Giuliana gives a hefty endorsement to Wesley Hunt in the Texas Senate primary, hoping to tip the scales in his favor. What do you guys think? You think she's gonna help out his campaign, tip the scales, get some voters for him from the Gen Z
Tip the scales, she might do that.
I think that plane's nose is tipping downward the whole flight.
Getting some negative G's in there.
Well, does she even know who he is? That's the thing.
Probably not. There's a Democrat next to his name, you know. But
Actually, that would be really funny if she was meaning to endorse somebody, and it was like this was just a random black guy she thought looked like him.
yes, I stand. Black Lives Matter, and then it was actually just like a guy running for office, you know. You never know with these people; they don't really know.
I'm firmly behind Paxton in this race. I hope they oust Cornyn because he has not represented us very well.
Yes. Hopefully, there's a lot of races in Texas we're going to be getting to. The ShamWow guy is going to be running for office in your state, but that's a tab further down the line.
I was just thinking that would be a great slogan for ICE. There's a lot of races we're going to be getting to.
Yes, there's a lot of races we're going to be getting to. None are left out. Had to show this pretty quickly. ABF and a bunch of people from the Fellowship, Gary, Nerdrotic, Jeff Up North, ABF, everybody went to Egypt on a big trip recently this week. And this is pretty funny. ABF posted this. Found J.D. Vance at the Egyptian Museum. So that's a real, bust at a museum in Egypt. And it's just shockingly looks like Fat J.D. Vance, like the meme. And just
even
leads
back
you to
then,
believe.
down with the memes.
JD
But
Vance
it just
is an
leads you to
old
believe that
Egyptian prophecy.
Maybe what people's grandmothers told them, we was not kings, possibly, from what we're seeing from this. I'm just saying. So it's pretty interesting, the type of people that are represented in Egyptian, architecture and stuff. It's
Oh, look at fellow Ryan.
Yes, exactly. Yep, you have a poster to prove it.
Yeah.
Pharaoh Ryan. It's goes without saying. I have to show one more thing. Speaking of delusion, transgender clinic in South Africa was forced to shut down over Trump ending USAID. Anyone voted for this? I can tell you I absolutely did. This is exactly what I voted for. I didn't
know I voted for it because I was like, they have to. But
Yeah,
I'm all for it.
I am absolutely supportive of shutting this down. Let's hear what this gentleman has to say. They're not too happy about it.
Our trans community, they come from different parts of the world.
That was the First Lady of the United States.
She's showing us around what was a clinic for trans people in central Johannesburg.
Wow, it was big.
It's big. Then just used to be our pharmacy.
Phrasing.
And so this has all gone away.
The clinic was funded by USAID, and it was a lifeline for more than 1,000 transgender people until it was forced to shut down after.
I just have to say, more than 1,000 transgenders in South Africa were being funded for their delusion by us, the American taxpayer.
I just hope I hope they redecorate the doors to say you aren't here.
Yes.
I hope they replace the doors with bars and stick them back in there.
Yes, pad the walls a little bit,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
It's just amazing how much nobody knew about all this spending that was going on. Yes. And the fact that the Republicans, the establishment, were all in on this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Corruption on both sides.
As long as they get their cut.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why there was never accountability. Republicans say, oh, well, we're the fiscally conservative. We're going to tighten the wallet up, but all this stuff was going on, and they were fully aware of it. And nothing was ever done. And unfortunately, Doge no longer exists to do anything about it either. We'll be getting into that. Let's just finish this up.
President Trump closed the aid agency earlier this year.
As soon as Trump was inaugurated, basically, as soon as he came back into office,
within like a week, he just decided that he wants nothing to do, more especially with LGBTQI+ people, and more especially, he said transgender community.
Hey, base Trump. I respect it. I'm very pleased.
Seems like he's having a hard time since he left the Oval Office.
I still feel so sorry for the I's in that acronym. I don't think they asked for it. It's like they're actually just born with a birth defect. It's like they didn't ask to be lumped into this.
Yeah, with the Rainbow Mafia. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. But while that's happening in South Africa, in Namibia, they have an election coming up. Do you guys know who's running? So Adolf Hitler
I
has
thought
returned.
you would be a little conflicted about this one.
Yeah, Adolf
The
Hitler.
right name, the wrong look.
This is not
may win,
all that surprising.
may win tomorrow's upcoming elections in Namibia, whatever. 59-year-old Namibian politician was first elected, so he's already in office, seeking re-election, in 2020 with a large margin in the whatever the hell constituency, receiving 85% of the vote. That's a landslide victory. Adolf Hitler UNONA represents the Southwest Africa People's Organization, which has governed Namibia since it gained independence in 1990. The country's electoral commission predicts that UNONA will once again secure the majority of the votes. This is the big part. The politician has emphasized that, unlike his famous namesake, he has no plans for genocide or world domination. So that's reassuring.
I'm making a note of this because I am so going to use this guy in a future video just as a reference.
Yes.
I have to at this point.
Someone needs to teach him about meme culture. I think he would win big.
I'm always looking for ways to get around TOS so I can say specific jokes without wording them too bluntly. And so, when you bring up Hitler, it's like, there's always like, am I going to get in trouble for bringing it up? It's like, well, if I include this Adolf Hitler, it's like, no, I'm just talking about this guy. It's fine.
This guy right here, Mr. Adolf Hitler, president or whatever of Namibia. So it's pretty interesting. Had to share that. But it's funny, we go from, transgender clinic in South Africa to Weimar Africa conditions. They're going for certain solutions.
It's funny for a guy who looks like he's going to win. He doesn't seem too happy.
He doesn't. No, I think that's the happiest he's ever looked, actually. They don't know too much about expression and enthusiasm. But
I don't know too much about running Namibia. It may be difficult.
I mean, from what I saw in Black Panther, they have very advanced technology. It's essentially like space age Wakanda, and they're kings. I don't know what to tell you. But
I never saw it, so
yeah. Speaking of South Africans, Elon Musk. So I'm a big fan of X, one of the best platforms. We're streaming live on there right now, actually.
Hello,
X location update. Now, I have been in big favor of this for a long time, being able to tag what the source of a account's nation is. It's kind of good information to have because we suffer from massive amounts of foreign influence on social media. Mm-hmm. So, X location update, Elon Musk reveals international influence, sowing online discord in America. Now, I have a lot of tabs pulled up of a lot of accounts that got exposed this week, and it's been kind of glorious to witness, actually. So, one of the largest social media platforms, X, just revealed the onslaught of fraudulent effort of international influencers trying to sow discord in American conversations, culture, and politics. Skipping through, essentially, we know that this is what it is. You can see date joined, August 2020. Account based in India. So the quartering showed this. The Man Maker, an account giving advice to men, masculinity, the manosphere, stuff like that. He's from India. So that's not his profile pic. He has an awfully Caucasian profile pic. But it's pretty revealing. A lot of people, you can see here, pro-Israeli accounts. They're in India. The Barron Trump News account in Nigeria. So it's pretty crazy stuff. It's shows you there's a lot of fraudulent meddling on social media. What do you guys think?
Well, I know for when myself being in government, we've had a lot of, robocalls that comes from the United States into Canada. Mm-hmm. So I'm not surprised how this is all going down now, because this has been rampant for the longest time as I know when I've been in government.
Absolutely. Yeah. I knew hopefully going to be resolved.
Funny. I would say I knew something smelled funny, so of course it's India.
Yes. Yeah. That's
a given. It seems like all the Japanese accounts are from America, all the American accounts are from India or Canada, all the Canadian accounts are from America or UK. Nobody is actually from where they say they're from on Twitter.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm trying to pull up. Grums had a very similar comment to what you just said, Cornboy. If I can get that. I can't get it. But essentially, Alex Soros, this is the big one, George Soros' son. Well, his account is in Nigeria. Or Niger. Not Nigeria, Niger.
Yeah.
Niger.
Or Niger,
yeah. Well,
as
I got to be
George
careful.
Bush like to call
Got to
it.
be careful how I say that. Niger.
You won't offend me if you say it the one way.
Well, we have a clip where that word will be said on stream later on.
Can they rename it to like Niger what or something like that? That'd be so much easier.
Yeah.
Or Niger,
please. Yeah, Niger, please. Many pro-Native American accounts. This was exposed by Native Patriot on X. So Native Patriot, one of the good ones. He's a patriotic Native American, which, frankly, I'm a Native American. I was born here. We've been here for over 400 years. Leave us alone, But essentially, a lot of these pro-Native American accounts, Native American Loves Shop, this account, 11,000 followers. Well, guess what? Based in South Asia. So
now what does that mean? Because I've seen India and Pakistan on there. Are there just other countries that are not listed for part of South Asia?
I don't know. Well, there's other
Bangladesh
ones,
or stuff
continents.
like that?
I've seen ones where they
Cambodia,
just mark it like
maybe?
Europe. I've seen ones just mark Europe. So I don't know how that works. And also the gray check marks are not getting that revealed too, like the government accounts and stuff.
Generally South Asia, if it's not India, it could refer to like, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Pakistan.
Right.
It's
It's
like
a
that. Maybe
conglomeration.
maybe Sri Lanka.
Yeah. Okay. And then the DHS account went viral because somebody photoshopped Israel as its
yes. Yes. I saw
origin.
that. Their response was pretty funny to that too. But that that's pretty funny and sparked some controversy. But these accounts all essentially got. The
Muslim cowboy.
The Muslim cowboy. Well, guess what? He's from Saudi Arabia.
I mean that semi tracks. He is a Muslim cowboy, so Saudi Arabia.
Look at this.
Tracks.
Motassem Al-Dalul, Gaza-based journalist. My coverage from Gaza. Lives in Poland. Interesting.
Very close.
U.S. veteran, Muslim, activist, revert, patriot. Based in Kenya. So, awfully interesting.
Very interesting.
Emirati citizen, United Arab Emirates, out of India. So he claims to be from the UAE.
Not quite the Emirates.
No. Israel exposed claims to be from, I don't know where they claim to be from. West Asia. This one claims to be from Palestine. They're in Egypt. So awfully,
pretty close.
Awfully interesting. Yeah. But it's pretty crazy. This was the best one though.
I love that all the Native. I saw at least 10 Native American accounts, and they're all Indians pretending to be American Indians.
Yes,
like
even a few
the
from
name
Europe
isn't the same, buddy. You can't just interchange them like that.
Exactly. Yeah. The best one though was Gavin Newsom because he got exposed this week. Account based in Brokeback Mountain.
I knew it.
Yes. That's a factual statement right there, I do have to say. Probably the best one. And Quarter Black Garrett, who we all know, I think he had the best response to all this. I'm going to get your opinions on this. We need this feature added to X ASAP. We need this button, Elon Musk. Indian content toggle
It should be so easy to toggle on and off accounts from certain geolocations now. I don't understand how that's not an issue to put that in there.
Oh, I would pay more for that feature, to be honest. At this point,
exactly.
I mean, you shouldn't have.
He's missing a business opportunity by letting people opt out of regions they don't even want to hear from.
Absolutely.
I know the concern would be. I mean, the concern would be obviously because India is a huge country, so I'm sure like there's a pretty nice chunk of money they get from India. So if you turn off all Indian content, a lot of them might say, "Oh, well, X is kind of useless to us." Now it's like
that's very true.
It'll probably never happen, but yeah, it'd be nice to have some kind of filter.
In the long run, I think it would be worth it.
Yeah, it's like here in Canada where if you call your local bank institution, you're gonna get somebody in India. It's 95%
they outsource
of the time.
everything now. Yeah.
Yeah, everything's outsourced.
It's pretty same thing. My bank, you know, I call up expecting, oh, the local branch is going to pick up the phone. No, it's
Well, I
outsourced.
mean-
You hear chickens in the background. It's like, what is going on?
From what I hear about Canada, though, you probably can't even tell if they're in India or not.
No.
They
True.
could be in Canada, and you think they're in
Yeah.
India.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because we have a growing Indian population here. So with also
Same here
you
in
know,
the U.S.
There's still a lot more Chinese than Indians, but they are growing.
Yeah. Yeah, they're replacing native populations like crazy, and
All
white
over the
replacement.
world.
Yeah, it's not a
Not
mistake.
just white. They're doing it in Africa. They're doing it in the Middle East. They're doing it in Europe as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, Russia's importing a ton of their equivalent of H-1Bs, bringing in thousands of Indian workers. Russia.
The previous
of all places.
government of Japan tried it for a little bit, and then they said, "Heck no, go back now."
Yes. They elected someone that was pretty based for a woman,
Well,
anyway.
the thing I knew about in Russia too, where they have an aging population, they're not doing too well
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
there.
I can imagine. Yeah. I had to show this. Cole Hauser, I'd like to get your opinion on this too. So XQC is a famous, very popular game streamer. He took some heat this week. Now,
Rip the heater on live. Wow.
preface this, gamers have a reputation for saying words. Gamers say words. It's part of it. Modern Warfare 2 chat lobbies, Halo
In the
3.
heat of the moment.
In the heat of battle. And XQC, he dropped some words on a stream. Let's hear what he had to say.
At 17 minutes in the lobby, he gets free fucking pickings for the loot with a free loadout. That's the point. That's the point. Like, at one point, these niggas these are shit mechanics. Like, what are you talking about, man?
The PvP components.
I understand that.
So it may have slipped through, but Kongmin Lee covered this pretty well. And I agree. I'm glad we're finally moving past all the gay and fake outrage over a word. Its only function is to browbeat well-meaning into submission. Just say who cares, and the word loses all its power, essentially. I think that's a perfect summation of all of this. You know, fake outrage accomplishes nothing. You know, a word only has as much power as you give to it, essentially.
And if you haven't seen, somebody made a short AI video of XQC playing Arc Raiders. It's hilarious. You should
Really?
search it up
I gotta
and
see
watch
that.
it.
Wow. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people are raging at that game in some cases.
Yeah, I guess my take is words are going to get said. Even in the heat, they're going to get said. Now, I know if I'm gaming or I'm out with the boys, it's going to come out. So
it's part of life.
I don't, especially when, you know, black guys are constantly letting it throw left, right, and center. So I've never, there's no big deal for me. So it's like whatever, right?
Words are words. You know, whatever happened to sticks or stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, you know. And people are acting like he should be canceled or worse, you know, over saying
I say
word.
give him a break.
Yeah.
Like I appreciate that he didn't walk it back. He's like, yeah, I said
Absolutely.
it. What about it? I mean, like if he had come out and apologized or had like, you know, been standing for a long time on some stance that we don't say words like that, then I would actually have an issue with that. It's like, oh, so you're just a hypocrite. But yeah, if he's just gonna say, he's like, yeah, I said it. What about it? It's like, okay, fine.
Exactly right. Yeah.
It's like it's a word.
I respect it. You know, you don't bow to the cancel mob, you know, because you'll accomplish
there's no
something out of that.
malice behind it. It's like there's no malicious intent behind it. It's kind of what he said.
No.
It's like, it you know, made the dialogue a little bit funnier. It added some flair to it. And I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Have any of you guys seen? Have any of you guys seen Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the scene when? Well, there's a scene, Cornboy, you probably know, when Eddie Murphy was hiding in the toilet stall, and the two brothers were talking, and he basically said, "You think I'd really like to have an N-word working in this company?" Now, when that was funny. That was funny. So when people just take it out of context, out of the fact, oh, why did he say this? Why did he say that? It's, you know.
Exactly.
I mean, if you want to
trying to
see
describe malice where there is none. Yeah.
If you want to see
for me
one
being black, it doesn't bother me one bit.
If you want to see one of the funniest bits of television, like in history, there's a clip from the show Louis, the show that Louis C.K. did, where him and this lady are in this museum of just really weird, like fake modern art. Like there's like bags of dog poop, and that's supposed to be art. And there's a button that just says push, and he's like, I guess we're supposed to push it. And she says no, and she's like, I don't think you should do that. And it literally says in Louis' voice the N-word really loud, echoing through the museum. And it is one of the funniest clips I have ever seen in my life. I need to watch it now. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I was crying. I was laughing. It is said in the loudest, most abrasive way possible. And then when he's like, no, I didn't actually say it, and he keeps pushing the button, it's playing completely different sounds. That's so funny.
That's awesome. No, I need to see it. We need that type of humor back. Yeah. And speaking of old school comedies, that's a perfect segue. This is reported that Donald Trump is reportedly pushing Paramount to make Rush Hour 4. Now, IGN has been talking about this, and, IGN take with a grain of salt. But essentially, Donald Trump reportedly wants to revive the raucous comedies and action movies of the late 80s to late 90s, and has personally pressed Larry Ellison on Rush Hour 4. Pretty interesting to see a president engaging in the culture sphere so greatly,
Is this from the same reporters that said he demanded a guerrilla channel on the cable news in the White House?
I didn't know about that.
Like that, yeah. It was.
Yes, that's why I'm taking
first term. They were all joking that he wanted a guerrilla channel.
Really? So, see, I don't know. That's why I'm saying IGN take with a grain of salt. But essentially, they're claiming that it's been 18 years since Rush Hour 3, and most think the action comedy franchise is dead and buried. But if Donald Trump reportedly gets his way, a new Rush Hour film will be made. Now, they make it sound like he has so much more influence over what he does. He's just the president. He can't make a company do this.
I'm willing to bet that this all would, if we were to have seen literally this conversation, and I'm willing to bet it came from one conversation, he probably just said, you should make another Rush Hour. I'm willing to bet.
Yeah. Probably in passing. Yeah.
Look, I mean, here's the thing. Let's say they did another Rush Hour. Rush was good. Wouldn't that be nice? I mean, for work, for another go for Jackie Chan and Chris. Well, granted, I didn't particularly like Rush Hour 3, but 1 and 2 are really funny, so it's not impossible to get another good movie out of it.
But you're absolutely correct. It's probably something he possibly said in passing to a staffer. Yeah. Wouldn't that be great?
I mean, there's kind of a bidding war going on too, right? Like it could be the Saudis, or it could be the Ellisons, or maybe they have to sweeten the pot a little bit for Trump to approve the sales. So he's throwing things out there that he would like to see to get to
a lot of sporting outlets were pushing something similar to this. Like they were trying to promote the notion that Trump said he wants the Commanders to name like a new stadium after him, and I'm like, I am willing to bet he said that offhanded like a joke, and they were like, he's trying to get them to name it after him. We know what you're up to.
Absolutely, they blow these things out of proportion like crazy. But this is The Guardian reporting that senior White House officials have discussed internally their preference for Paramount Skydance to acquire Warner Brothers. So a lot of hearsay, discovery in recent weeks. If that deal goes through, we know Warner Brothers Discovery, considering bids. But then Trump wants Ellison to push through a new Rush Hour film. It's worth noting that Rush Hour director Brett Ratner made Amazon's upcoming documentary about the First Lady, Melania Trump, a project that comes after Ratner was accused of misconduct. Interesting. A lot of interesting connections. Like I said, it's IGN. I'm taking it with a grain of salt. I still think it's interesting, but it's IGN.
IGN,
it's a lot of hearsay.
IGN is an anagram for half of the N-word.
So. Yeah, you just need to rearrange it, actually. Yeah.
There you go.
Ironically, those were the letters that were highly worn down on my Xbox 360 keyboard. What were you going to say, Cole Hauser?
Well, I was going to say, do we need to get back to those 90s, even 80? Well, I would go back to 80s comedies, because they're well needed. But as we saw in this latest rendition of Naked Gun, will they actually go that far to go back to this, to where we were?
Yeah, right. Comedy.
Are they willing to? Are they going to commit to the bit? That's the question.
Yeah. Comedy's been in a really rough place over the last 6 years or so. Like I can't think of hardly a a genuinely like good comedy to come out in the last like 6 or so years, maybe even longer. Like the only movie trailer I've seen that has some promise is Fackham Hall. That looks really funny. That like was a great trailer.
Yeah, and that's
So
British humor.
Yeah, I have some hope for that, but gosh, other than that, it has been dry.
It's pretty sparse, and it's a shame because I think that's where a lot of the people getting offended easily over things. It cultured that greatly. It encouraged that because you need pop culture media to push the barrier so people don't get comfortable. It needs to make you a little uncomfortable, unsettled. Really consider what's important. A joke is not gonna kill you. You know.
Well, I don't know if you saw. I posted on X last week. There was a clip from the Kentucky Fried Movie.
I didn't see that. Okay.
It was the same guys who made Airplane, Naked Gun, the original.
Okay.
And where a white guy comes out, and you know this.
I know this.
And he basically walks into the middle of black guys, screams out the word, and starts running. But it's the whole plot line too.
Basically, they frame it as he's like a stuntman / danger seeker, like an evil Knievel. So you're like, oh, what's he gonna do? And he goes to a group of black guys and shouts the N-word and
That's
runs.
awesome. He's a thrill seeker, huh?
Yeah. So those are the comedies I want back. You know.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because
I mean, if we could get a repeat of the 80s and 90s, we'd have 2 good decades of culture to bring back. Just repeat it all in new ways.
Yeah, I mean, it's 80s and 90s. That's a better era for just movies in general. You have way better action, and I mean, like we've had like these recent movies, like they have the new Predator movies, which are just heavily watered down, feminized nonsense. And I mean, the Predator has daddy issues now. It's like, what have you all done to these movies?
Just what I want to know about murderous space aliens feelings.
Yeah.
That's what I'm very interested in.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Directly after he fights a Native American female movie.
Oh, well, she's
No, he had one in between. I did a 2-part video review of Killer of Killers, which features a Mary Stu, a Hispanic Gary Stu, and a decently stoic Japanese ninja, but who's also kind of retarded.
I'm gonna have to check that out because that sounds.
Before you start, so the ShamWow guy, he did a comedy movie.
He did.
So
I heard about that.
Wasn't it the lowest rated on IMDb or something like that?
Well, if you go back and if you watch the trailer, you will die laughing.
Okay, I'll check it out after the stream. Yeah.
Vince Offer. I know the ShamWow stuff. I don't know the movie.
The ShamWow guy. So this is a 2-parter. This is part 1. Part 2 is kind of like ShamWow salesman Vince Offer has filed as a Republican to challenge John Carter in the primary. Now, okay, interesting. So ShamWow guy, Republican. Now, this post went viral. This is the interesting part 2, and I'm going to say allegedly before all of this because I have not heavily researched the subject. I actually don't really know anything about the guy other than the commercials and the fact that he's now a Republican running for office. But this is the claim from a lot of people on X saying, allegedly he was born in Israel, so he's a foreigner, moved to New York City, then California, became the ShamWow guy, beat up a lady of the night.
Why don't they ever mention the slap chop?
I don't know. Got sued by his assistant for allegedly doing some pretty horrible things. Made a movie that got 1 out of 100 on Metacritic. Now he's running for Congress in Texas. So that's that movie you were talking about, Cole Hauser, the 1 out of 100.
It was funny.
Honestly, I'm going to watch that trailer.
Israel. He was born in Israel.
So he was born in Israel. So I don't
and
like
Offer is
running
actually
for
his
office.
first name. His real last name is Shlomi.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Offer Shlomi.
Offer Vince.
I do love the fact that we have a Jewish guy whose name is Offer.
Offer.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
His name is Offer. That's funny for multiple reasons. Offer could mean the hitman sense, or it could be, like in the transactional sense.
Transactional sense. For some reason, the coins were pretty light. I got, but
if he doesn't use Offer you can't refuse in his campaign, don't vote for him. He's not worth it.
Should do it. It would be worth it. Yeah. But Cornboy, the former pitchman, filed in an area north of Austin. So Austin, Texas.
Yeah, that's the north suburbs. Luckily, I live in the southwest.
Okay. Do you think that area? You think they're gonna go for that guy, or what do you think?
Maybe. I mean, it's the more well-to-do suburbs north of Austin, up to like Temple, where the big VA hospital for the state is, and up to Fort Hood as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, if you think of, sorry, go ahead, King.
Oh, I was gonna say his. So I'm kind of scanning his like Wikipedia page. The arrest thing's pretty funny. I think apparently he and a 26-year-old prostitute were arrested in Miami Beach. The report said that she bit into his tongue and wouldn't let go, so he punched her in the face.
Oh my god!
Yes, I remember
that's
that.
a natural reaction. I don't blame him.
That is wild. That is wild. And I mean, now he's running for office, so
yeah,
there's the opportunity to vote for that guy. We shall see. You know.
Well, think about this. To I guess, to all the people that stayed up watching infomercials. Hey, that's a ShamWow guy. They'll recognize him. They go,
yes, recognizability.
Yep. I bought the ShamWow. It was a pretty good product. I'm going to vote for this guy.
I had the slap chop back in the day as well. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. If Billy Mays, rest in peace, was still around and he ran for office, I would have probably voted for him. I liked that guy a lot when I was a kid, seeing him on TV. Just saying. So yeah, John Ambler. Yes. He gave her the old slap chop, yeah, right to the face.
I like the comment a little bit before.
ShamWow, more like ShamPow.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm sorry, Steve. Steve is saying, Steve, are you of the tribe? We have to ask. Vatlaw, that article you sent me about Mr. Adolf in Africa, we showed that earlier. Thank you.
Do you think he marketed that product in Israel as the Shalom Wow?
Shalom Wow. Shalom Wow. What's another product? I don't know. Well, I'll think about it. We'll think about it. The slap chop. It's good for cutting vegetables. It's good for clipping coins. You don't know. But the end of an era, we have to transition. Doge, speaking of saving money, Doge is over. This is unfortunate. This was one of my favorite parts of Trump administration 2.0. And
well, I had hoped they'd be done by now, but not in this fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was hoping they would be done because they accomplished everything we voted for them to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
End of an era. Department of Government Efficiency Doge reportedly no longer exists. So as we know, several months ago, we covered it live here on the channel. Elon and Trump had a pretty massive breakup. The bromance came to a crumbling end, unfortunately, in a pretty vicious way. But Doge is no longer. So very disappointing. That was one of my favorite parts. I loved seeing the federal spending get gutted. We're just above water here with our spending. Forget about the debt. Just the USAID going to transgender clinics in South Africa. It's insanity. So pretty crazy. What do you guys think? Doge is ending. I mean, what do you think?
Doge might end up being the one government department that got doged.
Pretty much, yeah. Unfortunate to say, but.
So I look at it like this: if everything comes into fruition with the Ukraine-Russia war, that's
right.
That's completed. You can see Trump going on the offense for year 2, and it looks like when Elon was back in the White House the other day. So.
He did pat him on the shoulder and stuff like that. We don't know.
Things could change.
Yes, I would rather Trump trade in his billionaire supporters like Adelson for Musk. That would be a win in my book.
Ditch Miriam Adelson to the curb or deport, and then bring Elon in.
Yeah.
I'd be all for that. But
and then they could he could get rid of her puppet as his chief of staff as well.
Mm-hmm. That would be good. No more spies in our country. That'd be nice. Wanted to share this. So, as we know, Irina Zarutska was murdered on the train, and a psychiatrist, Sally Sadel, explains why she believes the execution of the schizophrenic man who stabbed the Ukrainian refugee, Irina, on a train would be an act of cruelty and not justice. So, to execute this monster who murdered this young girl on the train would be bad in this psychiatrist's mind. And Nerd Wars, friend of the channel, Erwin, summed it up perfectly, I think, and I'd like to get everyone's reaction. Erwin here says, the mentally ill should face harsher punishments since they're unlikely to be rehabilitated and likely to reoffend. They should be culled, not coddled. Same goes for people with neck and face tattoos. Now that part, I totally agree with, actually. Neck and face tattoos, 100% unforgivable. But no, all kidding aside, this is insane.
I don't believe violent criminals can be rehabilitated at one bit. Non-violent criminals, maybe so. But violent criminals, I don't think they can be rehabilitated.
Exactly right.
I mean, there's outliers to that. I mean, I guess because it just depends on the category of violence. But because technically speaking, you'd argue that somebody either gets thrown in prison or jail for like punching somebody could be called a violent criminal. But in this case, yeah, I mean, number one, it's like female psychiatry. It's like that psychiatry is just kind of a bogus field to begin with. So exactly I couldn't care less. Yes. I could not care less about this person's credentials.
Well, you summed it up to a female
especially
psychiatrist.
With the way schools are nowadays too.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, if they wanted to treat this guy, they should have maybe done that after the first or second arrest, not the 14th, and just kept putting him out there. It's like. But you let this get out of hand. It's like, look, a rabid dog may not be in charge of its actions, but you still put it down.
Exactly right.
I guarantee you, if this had been a white on black crime, this psychologist would have said, give him the death penalty.
The exact opposite, immediately, without hesitation. They're racially motivated with most of them.
And that's all this is. They're still. These people still see the black guy as the victim.
Yep,
they
do. You can't hold him accountable for his own actions. You know.
Yep.
It's almost like It's almost like they don't see them as people. Like they have agency of their own to be held accountable, and they see them as less than. It's awfully interesting, the leftist mindset.
For myself, when I drive, anytime I get pulled over, both hands on the wheel. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Because why am I gonna,
You mean you don't like to argue with officers and say, "I'm a sovereign citizen. I don't need to show you anything." You know?
Why did you pull me over? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
I was only going 75 in a 30, but it's pretty crazy. But you summed it up, Cole Hauser. It's just a matter of.
And you know how many times I've had police officers say to me after I've been pulled over or whatever, they'll say, "You know what? You've been the nicest person that I've ever met because you seem to understand." I said, "Well, I'm not an idiot. I have common sense."
Exactly right. Yeah. Exactly, and you put yourself in their shoes too. I mean, they're doing their job.
Well,
give them a break. Yeah.
Because I'm a statistic, because of black criminals, and I'll say it because of what black criminals do. So I have to be on watch now because of what they've done. So now I'm a number.
Yep,
so
because of the 6% of the population.
Trying not to be the stereotype. Yeah, exactly. It's hard.
The black males being 6% commit half the murders. The rest of people have to be worried because of the actions of a few, and it sucks.
So I'm never surprised when I walk in the elevator or walks in, and there's a white lady there and grabs her purse and. Yeah, I understand.
Yep. I can't blame her.
I've seen it.
And stereotypes exist for a reason. And
I'm the opposite. When I get in the elevator, I grab her purse.
Yes. So, speaking of safety going downhill, New York City is going to hell in a handbasket. And Hail Naganal. Good to see you in the chat, man. Good to see you. Jack Posobiec grilled Zoran Mandami to his face for pushing higher property taxes against white people, which this is something that Zoran has said. He wants to tax white people at a higher rate, which is illegal to do that. Posobiec questioned him without reading all of that. Let's listen to them word for word. Pretty good clip, because Zoran was at the White House recently.
Is manageable to actually get through and not the cause of yet another weight that we see in our city.
To be clear, you're continuing this idea of race-based property taxes.
No, to be very clear, what you said. No, the use of the term was a description of neighborhoods, not a description of intent.
So you intend to tax the whiter neighborhoods more?
No, we intend to create a fair property tax system because we want a New York City that is not only fair and
right out of that,
but also one that every New Yorker can afford.
You see Jack's face right there. But no, that is something Zoran said. So he's saying, I'm not saying I want to tax white people. I want to tax white neighborhoods. That's his way of getting out of it.
Will you be exempt from it if you paint your house from white to brown or black? I mean, is
Could
that
be.
what he's talking about? I mean,
Maybe I'll get
a little more,
reparations.
clarification might be needed.
It would be helpful. Yeah, he didn't say it was racial. Maybe it's the color of the house. You know,
retint those picket fences.
So after watching that press conference, and Trump knows it.
Yes.
That New York is going downhill fast.
Yes.
And they're not going to be able to recover, where they're just going to say, there's going to be a lot of people coming and says, you know what? Yeah, I voted for this guy, but I didn't vote for what he wanted. So
absolutely,
they're going to abandon him fast. And I doubt he serves a full term.
I think he could be recalled. But I had a family member mention this weekend. What do you guys think? What if Trump, after his term as president, ran for mayor of New York City after he was done as president? He returns. He says the king is back. We're going to revitalize. Could be a possibility. He is a native New Yorker. I could see it happening. Possibly.
I could see it. I mean, I could see him running. I don't know if they would accept him at this point, just because of how far to the left that New York has gotten.
Right.
And I don't expect them to elect on the basis of intelligence. So.
No, they do not go off of principle whatsoever anymore. You know,
I think the return of the Jersey mob is like their best hope at this point.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Well,
let's get Tony Soprano up in there. What?
It's the adage I always mention about the givers and takers. You have to have enough givers to have, takers on the welfare system or on the, let's say, taking more than you give back side. But
Absolutely.
New York is going to be left with nothing but takers. Who's going to be the givers? It's definitely not going to be us.
Well, now they're saying, we're going to tax people in the rural counties upstate more, and it's going to fund all our garbage in the city. And it's kind of like South African kill the boer type of stuff, where it's like we're going to go after the farmers to give to the city people. And it's pretty crazy. It's urban versus rural at this point.
And just remember, everything started going down. Like, I don't know how Mandani was like trying to blame Trump or anybody, but New York's been going downhill ever since Bloomberg took office.
Ever since Giuliani left,
Yes.
Bloomberg took over. Because he came in as a Republican, then he went as a Democrat. He fought his way in to get a third term, and New York's been spiraling down ever since.
Yeah,
like New York was in its best when Giuliani was there, when George Pataki was governor.
Yeah, well, Giuliani had the no broken glass, and then he also had stop and frisk, and from what I heard, New York got cleaned up quick under Giuliani.
Yeah, cleaned up all the rats too.
Yeah, exactly. Literally,
it was almost like the same playbook that Bukele used in El Salvador. Actually, punish and get rid of the criminals.
Yeah.
I mean, who would have thought that works?
What a concept. And I think Sal right here made an excellent point. One problem is New York City is not even a majority American city, let alone native New York. And that's a very great point. A lot of New York City residents don't even speak English and are not American born. That's a massive concern, actually.
I think the only natives there are like boomers nowadays.
Yeah.
There's no millennials or Gen X or Gen Z born there anymore, unless they're children of the immigrants.
Yes, and that is a massive concern. And we have guys like this. I wanted to show this clip, too, from the press conference. So, as we know, Zoran and his leftist ilk, have been accusing Trump of being a fascist, of being a dictator. And, many people would be like, well, I wish he was a little closer to that instead of being a pushover sometimes because, maybe if he was a MAGA king, maybe we'd get more things done quicker. But he's playing ball. Trump is playing ball. And look how Zoran had to just immediately walk it back. And when asked by a reporter about his comments calling Trump a fascist.
He asked about your comment calling the president a fascist. And your answer was, President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about.
That's okay. You can just say
Okay.
yes.
All right.
It's easier.
You just say yes, sure, yeah.
It's easier than explaining it. I don't.
Easier than explain. Look at Zoran is so uncomfortable. He's because now his voter base, who you mentioned, Cole Hauser, they might not be very happy with this. You know, they're saying,
No.
I voted for he's essentially the Antichrist. He's the anti-Trump. We're going to take down Trump, you know. And now he's just standing there smirking next to an alleged fascist, you know. And they're thinking, why didn't he say anything? Why didn't he speak up? You know, because Trump isn't, and he knows it. It's propaganda. And the left likes to play those games. And Trump
Well,
wasn't
he
playing.
knows. He knows when there's an issue. Who else is he going to call?
Yeah,
exactly
Yeah,
right.
There's
Yeah,
no one
if-
else above him.
when
call,
New York
call,
City-
Hochul, what's she gonna do? She's
When New York
already
City
given all her money to her.
needs federal aid. Who are you going to go come crying to? It's going to be that guy you're standing right next to that you're calling a fascist. So better tread carefully.
When all
and
those government-run stores run out of food and all their people are starving. Yeah, what are they gonna
exactly
do?
right. Now this was perfect meme template too. So it says, girls after one minor argument. I'm never speaking to you again. Boys after calling each other fascist and jihadist. It's so true. You know, we can be literally evil to each other and be like, yeah, let's play some games after. You know, it's like, it is what it is. But girls, one minor disagreement. You know, look at these guys. Obviously, it's a lot of theater, and Trump knows just what he's doing. Art of the deal. This guy looks pretty unhappy on the left, but pretty cool, if I do say so myself. And then, of course, Zoran, being the absolute fraud that he is begging for money from his voter base. And so, Mamdani is airing multiple new ads begging for money a mere 3 weeks after winning the election. Remember how I told you a few months ago to stop sending us money? Well, you can start again. We need to raise $4 million. Let's hear from the goat lover himself.
Remember how I told you a few months ago to stop sending us money? You can start again. This transition
brazen,
requires staff,
you know.
research,
Gosh.
and infrastrucch that can meet this moment. Go
Give
ask
me
him for your
money.
help.
I thought
Because
that
we
was
need
like an
$4 million
interpretation of what he
total.
said.
So January 1st can be the day we start to deliver.
No,
not
it's a
start to
quote.
prepare. I hope very soon not to have to ask you for money. But until then, I'm asking. Leaves, they are changing. The air, it is crisp.
It's called fall.
But one thing that stays the same is we still need you to donate. Remember how I told you
That doesn't sound like communism. That doesn't sound like. It sounds more like gib, you know. And
He
he's always
elected
like,
Dark
well,
Side Phil.
yeah, pretty much. So he's
He
saying,
needs to take
well,
a few lessons from Jeremy to get them donations.
yeah, he's got to learn the art of the grift, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy. These foreign people, you know, and I consider Zoran a foreigner. You know, he's not of
definitely
an
is.
American mindset whatsoever. And
Almost
neither
like
is
this
Ian-
gentleman.
Yeah, neither is Ian Miles Chong. This little dude over here on X saying, believe it or not, but not everyone wants to become a citizen of a dying republic. 831,000 views, almost a million. Couldn't even break 200 likes with as many followers as he
Wow.
has. Talk about a ratio. I can't show the replies because they are not YouTube safe. But needless to say, people were not happy, and rightfully so. Shut up, foreigner. You know, you're calling us a
Ian
dying
Miles
republic.
Chungus with the massive L.
Absolutely ridiculous. It's
Does
just-
he even
we
live
just
in
have
a
massive-
country where they use miles? Is he a
probably not. It
kilometers
should be
country? Where is he
Ian,
at?
Ian kilometers, Chong, essentially.
Yeah.
Is it Malaysia?
I think it was
I think it's
Malaysia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise known as a
Kilometers.
country I don't care about or care about their opinions whatsoever.
They do have English as one of their recognized languages, though. So there's one thing about them.
Something going for them. I mean, I guess they
Well-
got a little blessing of the colonization. So,
As a Canadian, I believe in the red, white, and blue.
amen to that. Patriot, you know, and that's what it takes. You know, whether you're American or not, if you are pro-America, we can be friends. You know, and that's the way it works.
You know, I say the same thing about people in my country. Listen, you know, we have a great country here. Our leaders suck. That's clear and
Yes,
simple.
yes.
So,
That's
you
what
know.
I always say. You know, people need to distinguish the concept of love your country, hate your government. You can do both. Your government is not your country. Your country is is a people in a place. It's not an economic zone. It's not your politicians. It's your people. You know, and
But
it's,
at the
it's
same
the
time-
land you live on.
Yeah. At the same time, I know we need the United States to protect us because there's
Yes,
no one
yeah.
else will. So,
Very true. Yes. And speaking of states that border Canada, Minnesota has had a Captain Phillips pirate issue for a very long time. Somalis have been flocking there, like, Naganolsa in the chat. Yet people continue to flock here, even though they talk a lot of garbage, about our country. So Minnesota gave many protections for the deportation of Somalis in the state. Trump has ended that. So let's read here. Trump ends, lovely, very lovely American right there. Temporary deportation protections for Somalis living in Minnesota will be eliminated, President Trump announced on Friday. Good. President Trump made the announcement on Truth Social, saying Minnesota, under Governor Walz, old Timmy Walz, almost our VP once upon a time, not a good guy, may or may not have hired a person to do some pretty bad things to a political opponent, is a hub of fraudulent money laundering activity, Trump posted. I am, as President of the United States, hereby terminating, effective immediately, the Temporary Protected Status, TPS program for Somalis in Minnesota. Somali gangs are terrorizing the people of that great state, and billions of dollars with a B are missing. Send them back to where they came from. It's over. So,
lots
what
of
do you guys think?
Medicare fraud in that community too, because
yes,
I mean, you can claim that all of their children are autistic just because they're kind of
they're Somali,
not very intelligent people.
Yeah, I'm not autistic. I'm Somali. What's the difference? Yeah, John Ambler, right. What gets me is all the people saying our country sucks, but then complain about getting deported from our country. So, what if it's so bad? Please leave. Minnesota is home to the largest population of Somalis in the U.S., around 87,000, according to census data. That's pretty wild for not a huge state. In 2023, the Biden administration renewed temporary protected status for over 2,600 Somalis, citing the ongoing conflict in the East African nation. East Africa, is that a state in America? Is that an American province?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, I don't care about it then. The extension was effective for 18 months and allowed those covered to work legally. So not only are they living here, they're working and probably not paying taxes. If I was a betting man, it's estimated that around 700 are still covered by the extension. But nonetheless, Trump with the W on that, calling balls and strikes as it may be, I respect it. And so it's pretty good to see. What do you guys think? We should not allow continued protections for these people who do not belong here? I think that's a W from Trump.
Yeah.
Pretty good move.
Of any kind.
I
You
agree.
know, they wrap up the deportations, for sure, all the illegals and then all the refugees that won't assimilate to our society.
And the anchor babies, too. And
exactly.
We got to work
That's why
on
I'm
that.
hoping that executive order gets codified. The birthright citizenship, I think, is going up to the Supreme Court very soon.
Well, let's hope none of these federal judges have anything to say about it, because they are on a tirade today. Pretty bad stuff. I wanted to point this out, though. You guys know Mark Kelly? Mr. Baldwin?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, he had some pretty hot things to say recently. Essentially, here, major breaking. The Department of War, which is headed up by Pete Hegseth, is considering recalling Democrat Senator Mark Kelly to active duty to be court-martialed for telling troops to refuse President Trump's orders, which he did. FAFO is in order. Statement from the Department of War. The Department of War has received serious allegations of misconduct against Captain Mark Kelly, USN retired, in accordance with the Uniform Code of Military Justice, a lot of numbers, and other applicable regulations. A thorough review of these allegations has been initiated to determine further actions, which may include recall to active duty for court-martial proceedings or administrative measures. So, you cannot tell troops to disobey the commander-in-chief's orders. That is court-martial.
Unfortunately, I don't think this is going to go anywhere. It's just a whole lot of, we could do this, so shut up.
We've been seeing a lot of that.
It was pretty obvious sedition, but it's one of those things that'll probably get dismissed on a technicality.
It all depends on, because you know how Pete Hegseth is. He doesn't let things slide.
I'm hoping.
I can hope for the best. Cross our fingers, but
yeah,
I don't see this going.
I'm just seeing the way Pete is and how he's running the ship. Like,
yes,
nobody is.
He has brought standards back to our military greatly. I'm
there
hoping
has
it's
been
not,
a lot of
tough talk.
blackpilling lately with holding people accountable, and now if you're right and they do this, that would go a long way in restoring a lot of people's confidence that people are being held accountable.
Absolutely.
Well, and
Yes.
I think that's kind of the point of this, because like the military has been so degraded under Bush, Biden, and Obama. It's just like now they're trying to get things back to normal.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm hoping it happens, and we shall see. We shall see, essentially. And we are welcomed by Nick. The Plot Strikes Back. How you doing, man?
Welcome,
Thanks for joining
Nick.
us.
Good to see you, gentlemen. I'm doing well. Sorry.
Good to see you. No, we were just covering that article you sent me, actually. Mark Kelly potentially being court-martialed. What do you think? You think it's tough talk, or you think they may actually commit to something for once, punishing people accountable?
Yeah, I mean, you never know what they're actually going to stay true to, because a lot of it is just empty words, nothing but hot air. But I hope this is something that actually sticks, because I do think that there needs to be some examples made.
Yes.
I won't call it course correction, but I definitely think that there are certain people that need to be held accountable for their actions, and he's one of them.
100%.
So
100%. Yes.
Yeah.
Telling soldiers to disregard the commander-in-chief's orders is piss poor behavior for a senator and someone in the military as well.
I almost feel like it's like borderline, like a felony. At least it should be.
I was thinking along the lines of treason.
Sedition is a felony. Sedition is a felony.
You know? So that's where I'm like,
I mean, sedition is basically treason adjacent. It's one of those things where if you can prove sedition, then they start thinking, okay, so is it treason then? Because once you get into treason, you start getting into far more serious punishment.
It's treason then. Yeah.
But think about this too. Trump's first impeachment over the phone call over, Ukraine. Yeah. So how far was the left willing to go?
The thing is, the right needs to start playing by the same rule book.
Exactly.
They're gonna play by that. If they're gonna hit low, you gotta do the same. You gotta match them where they're at.
Yeah.
So.
Which side of a battle is gonna win? The one that only plays by the rules and follows, what's set forth, or the one that doesn't give a heck about them?
Well, it's kind of because I understand the moral dilemma for some people when they consider this, because it's like, are we stooping to their level? It's like, well, the way you could look at it is, let's say you have a country that's against war, and then a pro-war country attacks them. Are they being anti-war for defending themselves? Well, of course not. It's like, well, we have to now employ warlike tactics against them. What choice do we have? And it's like, it's not necessarily that we're trying to drop our standards to those of the left. It's like, look, you all are the ones employing these tactics, so it's kind of an all's fair.
You set the standard, and we're meeting you where you're at, and that reminds me of like.
And plus,
Obama.
you have to make sure that they won't be able to use those tactics again, because they've already proved that they will use them.
Yeah. Basic defensive measures.
Yeah, it's like what you do is like you employ it against them, and then once you beat them, then you tighten the standards back to what they should be, so they can't go back and employ them on you.
Essentially, the leeches need to be cut off, and it takes surgical measures to do so. Stumbling over my words tonight. I wanted to share this. Nick, I think you know a thing or two about Florida. I do believe you've mentioned that before.
Mm-hmm.
So an imam, which if people don't know is the equivalent of like a priest in Islam, not great people, cried like a child because an American patriot ate a bacon sandwich outside of the mosque. They also want to dictate what we eat and drink on our own homeland. Let's see what this imam had to say.
After the prayer ended, we look up to see them taunting us in our faces with bacon.
Boo-hoo. Crying. Oh my gosh, over food.
Don't we laugh at vegans for this kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
I had to relive the whole thing again.
What you just watched was real.
Yeah, so pretty crazy stuff.
I believe they're charging them with felonies as well. In Florida, of all places.
Really? Ron DeSantis, get on that. If he wants to, live up to the name of I'm the Patriot Governor,
What part of Florida was this in, just out of curiosity?
It didn't say. It said Florida, just in general.
I was like, I'm curious.
From the story I read.
Because obviously if it's like a blue city Which, granted, there's not necessarily a lot of those in Florida, but if it is, that would make sense as to why they're being charged, because you have possibly a liberal in charge of the police there. So
yes,
which is really rare in a lot of counties here now, especially after the last election. I mean, the majority of the counties in Florida now are all red, except for a few. So
even Miami went red.
Yeah, I think only Orlando is left as a blue area, right?
Which is where I live, ironically. So it's sort of
course.
like,
Yeah.
I'm in enemy territory here for the most part, but I mean,
Yeah.
it is. I think it's pretty close though, because I feel like there's a lot of people that I know. I mean, if anything, it's probably like a 50-50 split, or it's become that now after a lot of like waking up and realizations of how things have shifted, which is great. But it's weird. I know I know some Middle Eastern people who say they're Muslim or practice that and they don't care. I've eaten like bacon and beef sandwiches in front of them, like they don't give a shit. I feel like it's like this real like farther, more extreme. There's people like that in Christianity too.
They don't have a level
like,
of self-aware. Oh, you're absolutely right. Yes.
like so. It is weird how some of these religious people in general just act so absurd.
They're imposing their legalism onto others.
Yeah,
thinking,
and they're
we're a free,
using it as a
free
cudgel
country.
against the native population.
Yep.
Yes. They want to
Yep.
subvert our traditions and our way of life, and we're not having it.
If
I could use some other examples. I'm not trying to get your channel canceled.
Yes, we'll do that for a kick exclusive.
Oh, we're going to
one day.
anyway.
Yes. Yeah.
But anyway, what's up, Rowdy?
No, get the goat lovers out of America. I agree. Speaking of pork, I want to share this older news now, but it's relevant from this week. It's being said that President Trump said it's debated. Did he say McGee or did he say Piggy? We're going to find out.
I
But
thought it was
essentially,
Peggy. I thought it was Peggy.
my headcanon is that he called a fat woman reporter Piggy, and I'm just going to live by that because I need something happy to go off of this week. Quiet, Piggy.
You're going to find out what did he know with respect to Bill Clinton, with respect to the head of Harvard, with respect to all of those people that he knew, including J.P. Morgan chips. Yeah, Jennifer, go ahead. Go ahead.
In the file,
So, did he say Peggy?
It sounded like Piggy.
It sounded like Piggy. That's what
It
I'm
sounds
saying.
like pig, not peh. Pig.
It sounds like pig. Sounds like Piggy. So, that harkens back to only Rosie O'Donnell, speaking of which and stuff. But
I guess
I
not
love to
only
see it.
Rosie O'Donnell.
I guess not only Rosie O'Donnell. Megyn Kelly's going to be upset, so we shall see. But that's the type of stuff I love to see because the fake news
I don't
deserves-
care if he called a woman Piggy. I think that's freaking hilarious.
I endorse it. Yeah, fully. Especially if it's
Do you
if
think
it's
the
justified.
imam would have cried if he called him Piggy?
Probably,
Maybe.
I mean, he would have had to stay 10 feet away from the woman
Yeah.
too, whatever. John Ambler dropping the pigs in the chat, yeah. So
Did you
I
intentionally
agree.
pair those stories together?
Yes, yes. They're
Maybe.
two pork-related things. Maybe, maybe not. Wanted to show
That's
this
funny.
too. A California teacher filmed himself giving a lesson for Trans Visibility Week and explaining that kids can be assigned wrong gender and be trans. Defund this district immediately. This is great. We don't have to play the whole thing. It's pretty cringeworthy, but I always like to reiterate, parents, be aware of where you're sending your kids, because these are the psychopaths that are in teaching positions.
Does everybody agree with the gender they were assigned? Some of us maybe. Some of us might go, yeah, that's definitely me. But some of us might be looking at that paper and going, I'm not a boy, I'm not a girl. And that's exactly how trans people feel.
They say it like this is some sort of subjective, fluid thing that can change. It's not. They're saying it's as if it's not a biological fact, which we know it is. And they are telling this to school children.
Yeah, that's
Absolute
wild.
insanity. Yeah,
It's learning at
California.
its finest.
it is.
Yeah.
So
This
we'll
is
just
this
leave
is
it
the
there.
one area where I might agree with the imam.
Yeah. Free skydiving lessons, parachute sold separately. Yeah.
Right.
Essentially, but pretty crazy stuff. wanted to show one more thing, just a couple more tabs. We're going to wrap up a few minutes early. This is from St. Francis College. Now, when you hear that, do you think usually like St. Francis, that might be Catholic, Catholic adjacent? You know,
Yeah, you would figure
shocking.
it would be some kind of private school by
You would.
a church or something.
It's in America, you know. The shocking video from St. Francis College explains why our American graduates are struggling to find jobs. Entire graduation hall is filled with day one CPT foreign students from India. As per ICE, U.S. currently has over 500,000 foreign workers on OPT and 140,000 on CPT work visa. So entire Indian population in this graduation room. I'm going to tone down the audio because who cares, but St. Francis College in America.
Each of you having chosen St. Francis College as your
What do you guys think? That
home
looks like a New Delhi graduation ceremony.
I think it's appropriate that the first one threw up. Yeah, look, another one throwing up number 2.
Always strive.
Yeah.
Wow.
So St. Francis College in the United States of America, 100% Indian graduation ceremony. And we wonder why people can't find jobs, you know, especially in tech and in all sorts of industries now, because they're being replaced by the Viveks of the world. Pretty crazy stuff.
St. Francis is gonna just when they're gonna look back like 10 years from now. It's like, gosh, look how much tech we helped support with this graduation class.
I know.
So many iPhones were fixed by St. Francis.
Yep. So many broken
And you would think
screens
that
were replaced.
India would be the tech capital of the world. Like, you know, everybody would be buying their tech from there, and it'd be all made and manufactured and designed there. None of that is true.
No. I mean, how are you? But here's the
They
thing:
don't
how are
even
you
rank
gonna?
in the top coders of the world.
Corn Boy, how do you find time for tech and poop festivals though? Because you need one or the other, and they chose their path.
It's
mind-blowing.
all a
Yeah, John
scam.
Hempler.
It's all gay and fake and lame, and
It's all fake and gay.
It's a scam.
Yes,
That's
exactly
what
what
their
it
whole
is.
society has evolved into over the past couple of thousand years, and now they're importing it here, and I don't like it one bit.
I don't like it either. And people say, well, we need to end illegal immigration. I would say put the illegal part aside. Let's take an immigration break.
Yeah.
And final clip we'll show, because we are going to wrap it up a few minutes early. Joel Webbin, one of my favorite pastors on X, Reformed Baptist, absolutely based fella. He was on Timcast this week, and he had a few words to say about immigration. And we don't have to play the whole clip, but he sums it up perfectly. We want to talk about economic issues. Well, a lot of this stems from social issues and immigration. And let's hear what Joel had to say.
When you think of all the different elements that would change, like think about people who are waiting for a kidney transplant. Think about hospital waits. Think, showing up to the emergency room. Think about food banks. Think about how it would affect, of course, taxes, welfare and all those kinds of things. And then you think about traffic. You think about housing prices, right? So you have an entire generation that is hopeless, right? Gen Z, I mean, all of them pretty much just, you talk to any young person under the age of 25, under the age of 35, honestly, and say, hey, do you think you'll ever own a home? And they just, they'll just laugh, or maybe.
Exactly. Yeah. Many people, they're like, what even is a down payment? People, it's a foreign concept nowadays. Pretty crazy, but Joel summed it up perfectly.
But we're getting those 50-year loans. Hey.
Yeah, 50-year loans. $2,000 stimmy check maybe next year. It's going to be great, guys,
Might help a little bit.
We shall see.
15-year car loans.
Stimulus check's only good if they're taking it out of the budget, and they rarely do. They rarely just add it to the budget, in which case it's just inflation.
Pretty much, yeah.
It is sad, just the housing market in general. I mean, it's tough for anyone, honestly. I mean, in retrospect, I really wish that DeSantis would have locked out any New Yorkers coming down to Florida, because Florida has drastically,
the infrastructure can't support it, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking like double, at least everything here in Florida. I mean, it's like, and it's jacked up the interest rates a lot, and I'd say like there are houses that are selling, of course. I believe it's technically a buyer's market right now, which is really weird. But I kind of disagree. Still, based on the interest rates being still so high compared to what it was during Trump's first presidential term, right? So I definitely hope it gets back to that point. It could be next year. But still, it's going to take a lot to get to that point. And obviously, I think if the no property tax happens next year here in Florida, it's going to be great. Obviously, more incentive to buy a house.
That would be fantastic. Yes.
Well, you see, it's a buyer's market for buyers such as BlackRock and Airbnb and landlords.
People with
of all
insane,
sorts.
a lot of money. Because obviously, at that point, you're like, you live in a nice apartment and you're paying a nice chunk for rent. It's like you want to be able to get it into a mortgage that's less than that. But if you're going into a mortgage that's the same or more, then it's like, who cares if you have a house? Because if something breaks in a house, guess what? You're fixing it, bud. You're paying someone else.
And at today's prices too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So, whereas obviously it's like, that's why a lot of people live in apartments where it's like, all you do is call maintenance or go online, put in a maintenance order, but like, yeah, come fix my shit. So
exactly. Well, like Ronan said, the new American dream, owning an apartment that's an 8x8 box, essentially. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Cole Hauser, how is it up in Kanakistan? With the housing market right now?
It's pretty bad. It's like, especially in my central area, it's pretty bad up here, where a basic house is going for at least like $1.7 million, $1.8 million. So now
that's Canadian. Yeah,
that's Canadian. And now you're having like families, like 5-6 people living in one house.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, multi-generational living is gonna be the way of the future. Absolutely.
Are you in the central, west, or east part?
I'm in east.
Okay.
I'm in Ontario.
Okay, gotcha.
And with the boomers outliving their pensions and Social Security and whatnot, they won't be giving inheritance to their kids anymore. They'll be selling those homes to pay for elder care.
Yeah.
Elder care too, which is a Haitian visiting, once a week. But we are going to wrap it up. Give a few minutes leeway because I'm going to be on Nick's stream. Nick, we're going to do a quick round of outros right now, and then we're going to check in with the chat. Nick, tell people where they can find you in about like 8 minutes. What you going to be up to?
Yeah, so on my channel, The Plus Strikes Back, I host a Monday night show called Masculine Mondays, where we talk about the importance of masculinity in cinema. We do a new movie every week because they don't make movies like they used to, of course. So that's why we focus on all the movies that have come up before the last 5 to 10 years. Some outliers, of course, like John Wick and so forth. But Sisu, another one, right?
Yes, Sisu's fantastic. Seeing the second one this week, yes.
Yeah, I need to watch that. We'll cover both on the channel at some point. We're doing Gangs of New York in about 10-15 minutes here. So yep. And then I do videos every week. Again now, covering Landman season 2, and then on Tuesday nights I host a stream called Trendy TV Tuesdays, where Gord is on the channel as well.
Hello.
We're finishing up Dark Wolf episode 7 tomorrow, and then moving on to probably Fallout season 2 when that starts.
Really?
Might be a little
Have
controversial. Yes.
Have fun with that, man.
Yes.
Wow. Pretty wild. The first season was controversial, to say the least. But guys, definitely check out Nick's channel. I'll be over there in about 10-15 minutes. Like Nick said, we're going to be reviewing Gangs of New York, a movie I do like quite a bit for a lot of reasons. And we'll be talking about that there. So guys, click that link if you want to see that. And Gord King, first time on the channel. Thank you again for joining us. Truly appreciate it. We'll be dropping your links. Tell people where they can find you and what you
first
can be
thing. First, thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun. I will be on Nick's channel, as he said, tomorrow, talking Terminal List. I don't have any other live streams this week other than, I guess, Sunday nights. I'm over on Film Comics Explained with Niat and the gang, talking various pop culture news and whatnot. And as for what I've got going on my channel, I typically do, longer breakdowns of film or TV, usually things that have been out for a little while. I'm currently working on a video for Rings of Power Season 1, Episode 3, because those videos, which I made 1 to 2 years ago, kind of hit when I started the channel. And so a lot of requests to do more. So I am currently
It's
working
a hot
on,
subject, that's for sure.
Yeah, currently working on a rather lengthy breakdown of episode 3. Looks like it's going to be pushing well past an hour and a half.
Damn.
So,
Wow.
yeah, for just one episode, it's
I'll
pretty
be looking
rough.
forward to that. That's going to be a good watch. Yeah. Because I do not like that show, to say the least.
No, and in this particular
yeah.
episode, just to tease it, if you don't remember it, it is quite possible. It's in the conversation for worst episode of television ever made. It is that bad.
Wow.
I had to take
That's,
notes on about 95% of the dialogue. It's like
That's pretty
there's
crazy.
something wrong with like that.
Well, the
much of
fact that you're still here and alive and kicking and with us is pretty great. So glad you made it through that suffering. But Cole Hauser, thank you again for joining us, brother. You're doing a great job on your channel. I'm dropping that link as well. Tell people where they can find you, what you're going to be up to, what you're doing. You have a new podcast going too, so.
I do. I have the Praise Raw podcast, thanks to Ryan Kennel.
Fantastic. Praise Raw.
Praise Raw. So I've been doing my Transformer and G.I. Joe streams, so having fun doing that with Anjanette. So she's been helping me on my stream, and I'll be for Nick. I'll be catching your show tomorrow because I'm a big fan of Terminal List. So
nice.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
I want to catch that. But yeah, you can catch me on YouTube and catch me on X. And usually we're doing our my toy stream Saturday mornings. So
fantastic. Yeah, definitely. I've made sure to catch those replays as well because that's a good watch. And Cole has a fantastic collection, especially in the Transformers and old G.I. Joe stuff. That's where we get a raw. If you don't know the history, check out Cole's Twitter for that as well, for some of the background history of that. But it's a good 199 piece of lore there. Yeah. And Cornboy, we're going to be dropping the link to your channel as well. Tell people where they can find you, what you're going to be up to.
Well, you can find me at that link. Let's see. Halo is on sale again on Steam, $10
for
until December 2nd. So maybe try get that game and join us in the GCA
for sure
Discord, and we'll play some Halo together. Maybe I'll stream.
Yeah, guys.
Who knows?
Pick it up on Steam and
pick it up
if you want to join us. And,
we can get a squad together up there in the GCA Discord. So
for sure,
check it out.
Hit us up on Discord or X, and you can have a good time.
Master Chief Collection, right?
Yeah, $9.99 on Steam right now. So definitely pick it up, and
$9.99.
We can get a group together. $9.99. And so we're gonna end it there. And as always, guys, check out ABF. We're kind of the pre-stream for Off the Hip. So give them a raid and say what's up. Don't say anything calling them gay. I mean, don't say that or anything crazy like that. Definitely do it. But guys, we will catch you next week. Thanks for joining, everybody in the chat. It's great to see you all, and we will catch you next week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern.